And it's nearly impossible to like everyone. You may try and be a people pleaser, but we all know you don't like them. I've tried to like everyone, but as I figured out and will teach you, it's not hard to treat people with kindness. From the first time I met my mom's then boyfriend, I didn't like him. I've known this guy for 6 years already, and there's only been a few times when I've even semi-connected with him. It's really important to treat people with kindness, whether you like them or not. In my speech, I will be sharing a fable as well as a personal anecdote. First, I will go into more detail explaining the lesson of the daisy, which demonstrates a really severe version of treating others how you would like to be treated. And then I will go into a more realistic story about my own life. To begin, I will focus on my chosen tale. Like many other classic fables, the daisy has a very important life lesson. And because not many people have read it, I will explain it to you. According to Hans Christian Andersen on the Aesop's Fables website, published in the August of 2020, Andersen depicts a tiny flower happy with its little simple life until one day it's thrown into a moral debate. In the beginning of the tale, the daisy is the smallest of the flowers in the yard, and one day a beautiful little bird flew down and gave it a kiss. The little daisy was overjoyed, but its happiness was only temporary, as the next day it was captured and placed in a cage along with the little bird. In the cage, the little bird that had been so kind to the father was dying, and out of the kindness of the bird in its last moments, the daisy made its fragrance extra strong. The moral of the story is to treat others how you would like to be. Preceding that depressing fable, I will now compare it to my own life. I've always been at odds with my stepdad. I'm sure I'm not the only one who dislikes their second parent. And according to Charles Perrault on the Stories to Grow By website, updated in March 2021, Cinderella had a fairly hard time with all the chores. But I dislike my stepdad not because he makes me do an absurd number of chores, but because of his stubborn, childlike attitude, his nasty habits, and his intolerance. As I mentioned above, he has a childlike personality. He's incredibly rude and never does what is right. He still has a grudge against his own mother for preventing his daughter from having a relationship with her grandmother. He has some nasty habits, such as smoking, his addiction to Coca-Cola, and his horrible diet, and the way he bottles up all of his stress. All these come together to form a really unhealthy person. In the past, he's made racist, homophobic, and misogynistic comments, and when someone, myself, tries to correct him, he goes like, "Oh, I did that when I was your age." Okay, sure. He just makes everyone feel really uncomfortable. In the past, I have not been kind to him, and it's resulted in an unfriendly and toxic relationship. Ignoring him, giving curt answers, and my overall rudeness hasn't made our relationship any better. I decided that I need to be kind and treat him the way I would like to be treated, regardless of my feelings toward him. Much like the little daisy, I have learned to open my heart and exude love. In the end, both the fable and real life show how important kindness is. This relates to my personal story because I have never been kind to my stepdad, and it's only resulted in negative outcomes. As Aesop said on the Brain Eco website, updated in August 2021, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Thank you. Are there any questions?